So we're in this series called Don't Waste Your ISO, and in my last 2 midweek reflections, I've talked about one of the hottest battles that you and I have had to face in this time of ISO, and that's the battle from within. I talked about the importance of minding our minds, and I've talked about the importance of the words that we speak to ourselves. And today I want to give you an example of how powerful this interaction between our thoughts and our words are. To be honest, in the first round of ISO, I wasn't minding my mind and I wasn't watching my words. My thoughts were corrupting my language and my language was corrupting my thoughts. And together my thoughts and my words were corrupting my perspective. They were distorting my reality. And so, with the second round of ISO, I looked at what I could change. I started minding my mind, because even though we're unable to control the thoughts that come into our mind, we can control the thoughts that remain, what ones we water. Like Martin Luther said, you cannot keep birds from flying over your head, but you can keep them from building a nest in your hair. But it doesn't end there. We also have to watch our words. The book of James talks about our words being like fresh water or bitter water. Fresh water creates environments where life can flourish, and bitter water isn't good for anything. So what should we focus on? Well, there are many things that I could talk about, but I want to focus on something that has really helped me. It's something that Steve spoke about on Sunday. If you missed his message, go check it out. Talk about words of fresh water. And it's this idea of gratitude. Because what I noticed in the first round of ISO is that my thinking was so negative. It was so ungrateful. And this led to words of negativity and ungratefulness. Negativity and ungratefulness beget an ungrateful heart. You always get more of what you focus on. And God challenged me on this. Psalm 100 verse 4 reminds us that we should live lives of gratitude. And 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18 takes it even further. It says that God's will for our lives is that we would live lives of gratitude in all of life's circumstances. And Psalm 9 verse 1 talks about discerning God's wonderful deeds in our lives, which means living in such a way where you learn to see and give thanks for all the big and little ways that God provides and comforts us. But the interesting thing is, when God encourages us to do something that is good for us spiritually, it also turns out to be good for us physically. And researchers tell us that when one cultivates a daily intentional habit of gratitude, it opens the door to new friendship. It reduces aggression and it increases empathy. It improves sleep, it improves self-esteem, and it improves mental health by increasing levels of neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin. I could go on. But what I personally noticed as I started to cultivate environments of gratitude to God in this second round of ISO is that over time it started to change the atmosphere of my heart, the atmosphere of my mind and my words and my perspective and my reality. It kept me from a pity party, and it turned I have to into I get to. Now, I'm not saying for a moment that gratitude will change or take away the storm that you're facing right now. But what I am saying is that gratitude to God will change the way you face that storm and the way you walk through that storm. Can we take on the daily habit of cultivating environments of gratitude in our lives? Because the truth is, gratitude to Jesus for all he has done and all he is doing is the cure for what's making us feel ungrateful. Have a rad one, legends.